Hello, beautiful people. Hello. we have arrived. Okay. We have arrived to the finale of this amazing chapter. This amazing book. Invent it, sell it, bank it. We have arrived to the final chapter of this book. And honestly, now that I've become a reader, okay, now that I've become a reader, there's nothing more gratifying than finishing a book, okay? It feels so good. It really does. It feels great. It feels like a true accomplishment, especially when the book is really good. When the book is really good and you get to the end, it can sometimes feel sad, but you're excited to read even more because it kind of like enables you to go and search for answers, some more juice, fill your cup up even more. So what this book has done for me, just as a quick acknowledgement to Lori and the time that she has put into it. Obviously, one, I really appreciate physical products more. Two, it really reassured me that within the digital space, there's so much opportunity that that I personally can take more advantage of, and even with our own businesses, like we can really expand into different markets even further and building up the connection within people. I always say, like, we're not here just to sell a shoe, but who knows, people that are selling shoes might need exactly what we need, what we're offering, and what we can help them with. So I'm really pumped for what's to come. And if you're here listening to this, I'm excited for you because you've taken a step that a lot of people don't do. Okay, there's the 97%, and then there's that 3% of the world. The 3% of the world are the ones that commit to a goal, they accomplish it, and they're able to succeed in what they envision. And the rest of the 97% are just the spectators, hoping and wishing that something falls out of the sky and makes their dreams come into reality. So I'm grateful that you are that 3%, that you are committed to your greatness and you're committed to your goals, because at the end of the day, without growing, without learning, we're not growing. Without growing, we're dying. And when we're dying, you're not creating impact, and you're not living your authentic self. And that's what we believe in. Personal and financial freedom comes when you're living in your authentic self and you've educated yourself. Okay. So excited for this. Happy to have you here. Grab your tea, grab your water, grab your wine if you're into that. Stay hydrated, my friends. It's a really hot day today. And I'm so grateful that we're in the AC reading this book. Okay, let's get into it. Let's keep that dream going, expand and diversify. Number 12, chapter 12, the final chapter of this book. You did it. Your product is selling in stores and online. Your factory is going full speed ahead. Your marketing efforts are helping you reach more and more fans and customers each and every day. You have achieved the dream. You're done. Actually, if you're like most entrepreneurs, you're not done. This really is only just the beginning. As I said in the start of this book, if you can create one amazing product and build a sustainable business with it, now you have a reason to be proud. Not many people get to see their invention make its way into the mass markets and experience the elation of creation and having something that works in people's lives just a little bit better. whether it's by providing the solution to a problem or improving or enhancing their space with a new design, or even just giving them a reason to laugh. For most inventors, however, the satisfying taste of success will only whet the palate for more. If you've managed to bring a product to market successfully once, why couldn't you do it again? You can. And here it is. It'll be easier the second time around. The best thing about it is that you don't even have to start from scratch. I hadn't even thought about creating a new product after just 6 months of selling my jewelry organizer. It started selling well as soon as it appeared on the shelves of JCPenney and other brick and mortar retailers. It was after it appeared on the Home Shopping Network, however, and they couldn't barely keep up in stock, that my Home Shopping Network sat me down and asked me what more I had planned, what other new products were coming. More. People always want more. In fact, there was actually nothing more. I hadn't ever thought about creating another product. I hadn't planned to branch out with other inventions. I just wanted to make the best earring organizer possible and be successful with it. Her question took me completely off guard, but as we discussed earlier, buyers have a business to run too, and they're always looking for new and exciting products. I started to get excited. Well, yes, of course, I could think of many more products. My mind started going and hasn't stopped. Once I got over my initial surprise, my next product almost invented itself. I simply added an interchangeable bracelet bar and necklace bar to the original organizer. It sold great too. We started getting customer requests for it, and it was done. Within a few months, I created my first spinning cosmetic organizer, which went on Home Shopping Network and into Linens and Things under their private label. Use your original product for inspiration. This is a key. I'm excited that she's talking about her product, but if you are a digital business listening to this, use your foundational product. Use a product that sells the most. Use the one that you're known for. Like for us, just as an example, it's the OBM. It's the Online Business Mastery Program, which is literally taking a coach that has zero experience in selling their product from A to Z. Okay, from Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, what to do on those platforms, to creating a landing page where now you have access to actually collect names and emails, to all the way to follow up. How do you get them to convert to a sale, to a call, to get your product in front of their eyes, like that whole thing. It's an online business mastery program. I think the last number was like over 200 coaches have gone through that product, something like that. I have to take a look at that, but over 200 coaches have gone through that product and have gotten results. Some of them don't get results because they haven't been able to switch the marketing or the messaging around it, but that is where the community comes in. That's where the effectiveness of control and enhancing your awareness and all of that, that's where I personally love. But she's about to get into like, use your original product for inspiration. Because of that product, we've been able to build the product landing page, the product sales page, the product presentation page, the 30-day follow-up campaign, the 365 campaign. Like so many different products stemmed from that one product. So there is no need to panic if until now you have invested all your time and energy into developing one perfect product and have given little thought to anything else. So if your perfect product right now is your one-on-one coaching, okay, if your product is your one-on-one coaching, and maybe let's say it's a six-month program, okay, very typical for coaching, right? 6 months. It takes about 100 days to create a habit, right? So a 6-month program allows you to create a habit with someone new and then sustain that habit so it stays true and you hold them accountable. So if you're if that's your signature product, what else can you stack on that product to make it even better? What can you make it, how can you make it more dynamic? How can you reinforce that habit even more? How can you even create it without you even being part of it? You know, like that's amazing right there. So add-ons, extensions can be your personal gold mine, especially if you have planted your products and technology. Okay, if you have patented your product and you've been able to create technology out of it, whether it's a course, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a book itself, whether it's a program, whether it's some kind of app, like think of the wildest ways that you can create a better result for your clients. You don't need to look very far, actually. New products and ideas, that's where you need to focus within that first original product. Stick to what you know and create more marketable, successful products along the same lines of what you already did. Start with add-ons and companion pieces to enhance your idea that is already selling well. Many successful entrepreneurs and companies have followed the same exact business model. When Aaron Krause hit it big with his Scrub Daddy cleaning sponges, we started thinking about what other products we could make out of this special patented foam that no one else can make or use but us. The result was an extension product called the Scrub Daisy, and a wand. It's a wand filled with soap with a little foam flower at the end that fits perfectly into most glasses, and at the bottom you can actually properly have it cleaned. So we were coming out with a scented Scrub Daddies and ones in different colors, and who knows, maybe we'll adapt to Aaron's inventions to clean items well beyond what we can fit into kitchen sinks, like floors and cars and windows. After all, he was washing a car when the idea for the Scrub Daddy did hit him. Once you create a product that succeeds, the possibilities are endless. So as time goes on, you can learn more about your product, more about your market, and the consumer demand. You can enhance your technology, and you can actually use your knowledge to make improvements and to fuel an endless stream of creation and innovation. I started with one earring organizer, and today I have launched over 400 products. I started with one in each arena and expanded from small to large, from a full cheval style mirror and jewelry storages inside that holds 350 pieces to a double-sided spinning mirror cabinet that holds more than 750 pieces. When you become good at one thing, it's easily to make more and more in the same genre. So going back to like the 200 different coaches, not just one coach that has gone through the program, like it works, right? So she sold the earring organizer to say 200 different stores and it sold. Awesome. And then just adding that one extension, adding that one membership, adding that one course, adding that one tool, it has just taken her credibility, her trust, her relationship with her clients or her customers even more deeper, more further in. So this is so good. Expand upon a great idea. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. Every time that you want to branch out beyond your initial product or into new markets, your invention provides a service to one market. So think about how you can adapt that same service to another. So for example, once I filled a whole line of various jewelry organizers, I looked around and saw that the cosmetic market didn't have any good organizers as well. So I remembered my mother's sink strewn about with all the compact brushes, eyeshadows, and lipsticks. I created a patent deluxe silver safekeeper jewelry box with swing outdoors that allows you to see up to 350 pieces of jewelry in an instant. So nothing piles on top of each other. It's all beautifully displayed like a fine store display at the house. So what she's saying is like she basically took that safekeeper jewelry box and applied it to a different realm. So for coaches, it can be like if you have this one-on-one coaching with your clientele, well, what if you can create a group coaching program that now can extend into the masses? Or what if you go into C-suite executives that can actually be a really great market if that is your clientele? So that's really, really popular there. It was so popular that I decided to adapt that same type of design with the swing outdoors for cosmetics. So I created my own deluxe cosmetic organizer, and it too was a great selling item in my line. Every time I have a concept that works, I think about what else I can do with it. Throughout my entire career, products have just snowballed. With the massive success of a fillable at QVC, Michael's Craft Store, many other places, I created a fill a jar, fill a tray, fill a trivet, and a fill a frame, and a fill fork, and a spoon. The fill A items became a huge line of their own. It was the same thing with my closet organizers, my travel bags, and so on. I never tried to invent a need. I simply listened to what people complained about the most and then invented a solution. Bam. I never tried to invent a need. I simply listened to what people complained about the most and then invented a solution. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But in alignment to that, we all have options, we all have choices, we all have this and that. You might hear a lot of complaints about a certain vertical within your business. You have to ask yourself, are you passionate enough to pursue that? Or are you just doing it for a buck? Okay. Because I know that we started our business out of need. Like we were stuck in Asia. We needed to sell to pay rent, to buy food. Okay. We had to learn the strategy. We had to apply the strategy. We had to trust the activity. We had to make sales. We had to learn how to do all that. We didn't know that it was going to become a business. But when it did, and we saw results for other people and how it changed their lives and their business, we knew that we had something on our hands. So the next thing that happened was within that product line, people wanted services, and we got into the services. Like we had their whole team build out, research, reach out, message back, set the appointment, get on the call, all that, to the extent where the coach didn't even have to do anything. Yeah, that was a great experience. And that was what most of the coaches complained about. They didn't want to do the work. They didn't want to reach out. They don't want to go out there and get clients. They don't even want to do a sales call. They just want money in their pocket. Okay. Well, after a few years of doing that, we realized that we were doing a disservice to the coaching industry, because the worst coaches were the ones that were complaining the most. Because yeah, we could feed you a bunch of leads and we can set up the call, we can actually put the person right in front of you. But if you're not a good coach, if you're not trustworthy, authentic, and real, you're not going to close that person. You're not going to, it's not going to work well. So we realize that it's not being authentic within what we want to push out and what we believe coaches are, which are authentic, amazing, valuable people that have gotten results themselves, and now they can provide a solution to the world to make it a better place. Okay. If we stuck around and did that, it broke us down. Like our soul was being consumed because we were seeing too much fakeness, right? And I'm so grateful that we got out of that, right? Because now it's the true people that are getting results, that are able to hire someone and train that person to do the right thing and proceed with a gracious manner and ethical manner. Those are the ones that stay. And we saw it, like with COVID and all that stuff. Like we had the best year in business, but some people got tore up. Like they just vanished, because the marketplace will eat you up if you're not staying authentic and true. That's what we've learned. So I know that was, personally, that was very, very vulnerable, and that was something very deep to us, and something that we learned in business. And I'm glad that I got to share that out loud. But I think that's what Lori's talking about here. Like, listen to what people complain about the most and then invent a solution. Think of a way that you can invent a solution to something that people need. Okay. Then she goes into do what you know. I specifically targeted my products to women because it was a market that I knew. And because a large percent of the viewers of QVC were women. I was also constantly hearing from women about how grateful they were to finally have the product that has helped them eradicate the clutter and disorder and keep them making its way into their busy lives. And what are the 5 purchases most women make above all else? Well, you have clothes, shoes, makeup, jewelry, and food. Mine are like completely, mine is like, I'm curious if you know your top 5, okay, put it in the comments. I believe mine are food, experiences, travel. I love shoes and clothes, I would say, but food, experiences, and travel are definitely it for me. Okay. And investments. I'm heavily on investments now that make passive income. So it made sense to focus on creating products that were related to those 5 categories. So that's really powerful. So if you know of your top 5, use those as ways to connect with your audience based on those top 5. And then she goes into bide your time before branching out too far. I stuck to making plastic products for a long time because I knew how injection molding worked. It took several years before I decided the business and my brand were entrenched enough to risk experimenting with new materials and markets. It's extremely important to not get so caught up in the high of the success that you throw caution to the wind and overextend yourself. If you started selling an unbelievable pair of scissors that became the next hot gadget, you might consider branching out into gardening shears or kitchen knives, paper shredders. However, might be a risky stretch. Paper shredders, however, might be a risky stretch unless you've got a ready-made in. In the beginning of your career, don't be afraid to branch out, but stick to familiar mediums and markets. As you grow and succeed, you will make the connections you need to successfully step into the new arenas. I love that. Eventually, I did start creating products out of wood overseas. They weren't too risky, for at the core, they were still extensions of my previously successful lines. People really appreciated my deluxe silver safekeeper anti-tarnish jewelry box, and I knew they loved the earring organizer. Why not take both and turn it into one? So I made a box and enhanced its aesthetic appeal by making it out of wood. It had sliding earring stands, and the entire wood would swivel upon open all at once, so you can see your whole collection at once. When it did well, I started thinking about how to make it even better. So far, I had created products that sat on women's bathroom counters and vanities, but what we could do that was bigger and better. My customers were big jewelry lovers and wanted even more storage. So that's when I designed my full-length mirror, gold and silver safekeeper jewelry cabinet. It's still wood and it still incorporates everything people loved about the earring organizer. And like the jewelry box, everything in it is clear view and hanging like a store display, except now it is a cheval style, full length floor standing mirror that opens up to reveal a jewelry cabinet inside. The next step was to create the same cabinet that would hang on the wall on both the mirror door locks and hides your entire jewelry collection up to 350 pieces. It has earring bars, hooks for necklaces, shelves for bracelets, and slots for earrings. It looks completely different from my original tabletop product, but in reality, it's the first cousin. But customers wanted even more, so I made the big daddy of them all, a full-length jewelry cabinet with the same cheval style standing mirror, but this one spins on a base and has doors on each side. One side holds all your necklaces and the other holds all your earrings, cuffs, pins, and more, and holds even more than 800 pieces, all in clear view. It's like a formula. I start with one concept and extension. Start with one concept, design an extension, or add to a second one. Now blend the two and make a third. And in this way, you can ultimately grow your business by developing extensions of your products that have already seen success and have established a track record. That's strong. I love that. So here in conclusion, okay, she mentioned the world will always seem brighter. The world will always seem brighter than when you've just made something that wasn't there before. The world always seems brighter when you've just made something that wasn't there before. That's true. In other words, whenever you solve a problem, you can definitely see the light in people's eyes. The days may be long and the work may be hard, but I'm happy. I love doing what I do. There are so many benefits. When I accepted the opportunity to appear on Shark Tank, I saw it as a mere extension of the kind of mentoring, partnering, and investing I have done throughout my career. I had been on television for years. I thought it would be just a little more of the same, and yet it has changed my life. I didn't set out to become a public personality, but I take my new role seriously. I want to be a good role model. When parents tell me that they let their kids watch Shark Tank because they think that their children can learn something valuable from it, or that their kids had been inspired to become entrepreneurs after watching the show, that's particularly touching. It's nice that people say Shark Tank is a show that they can watch together as a family. Becoming an entrepreneur seems to be a growing trend. Universities offer classes in entrepreneurship now, and I've heard that high schools are starting to offer entrepreneurship in their curriculum as well. It's exciting to think that about all of the innovative creative ideas currently percolating that will one day explode into the market and maybe change the way we all live. People come to me and tell me how times have been tough. The job security doesn't exist, but the entrepreneurship has given them the power to take control of their life and their destiny. That's incredible good news. I believe we are all on this earth for a purpose. Being kind, giving back, contributing, these are all important values I try to uphold. We're supposed to do good. If this is one of the best ways that I can do my part, I'm happy to be part of this community. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about, grabbing opportunity. The most exciting thing about what that is when you step through a door of opportunity and the other doors start to open. If there's anything to take from this book, it's this. You can make anything happen if you put your mind to it. Everything you've learned from these pages will help you take the next steps towards getting your invention onto retail shelves, QVC, or even Shark Tank. Don't take this lightly. There's no such thing as a yellow brick road. You're going to stumble into potholes or maybe even manholes, but when you get yourself out, you'll be smarter, stronger, wiser as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. You can achieve your dream of turning your brilliant idea into reality. And if you're willing to do what it takes, literally, okay, you will inform yourself about your product and make that market understand who you are, okay? It's so, so important. And she goes on to say, inform yourself about your product and your market so that you're a walking encyclopedia of facts and figures. When things don't go the way that you thought it would, Find another path to reach the same end. Do not take no for an answer. If your ideas is as good as you think it is, there's always a way to make your dreams happen. Reach for the stars. You might just catch one. Bringing an invention to life isn't the only entrepreneur path to bliss, or the path, or the only path to happiness and success. It just happens to be a wonderful and rewarding one for those with the stamina, determination, and courage to pursue it. That is you, isn't it? Amen, Lori. A freaking man. You got the stamina, you got the determination, you got courage. Bring it. Bring it. Gets me so pumped. Gets me so pumped to, just hear from successful entrepreneurs that have ethical ways of pursuing business. It's so important. We've seen it so many times, and we've experienced it many, many times where something is not ethical and it's not authentic, and it feels so bad. To see it, to experience it, to even be part of it. So I know that she's mentioning like you got what it takes to go out there and get it, and you do. Okay, but something that I will add to that is always stay authentic with what you do, because it will always bite you in the butt if you deviate or you go against it. A lot of the coaches that we did services for or whatever, remember that story? They don't exist anymore. And I'm so grateful for the whole COVID thing and for a lot of the things that happened with the algorithm and all that, because if you don't have what it takes, the stamina, the determination, and the courage to pursue your greatness, to pursue that, you will end up vanished. Like the marketplace will eat you up. So I want to end this on a positive note. And I know that you got what it takes to go out there and pursue your dreams. And this book has been incredible. Okay. I encourage you to watch Shark Tank. I encourage you to learn about business. I encourage you to learn your numbers, learn strategy, build connections, go out there and meet new people. Like I'm excited to actually meet someone that produces products in the physical, because I have a greater awareness of what patents are, and I have a greater awareness of what it takes to get a product onto QVC and to sell it on TV. And I know what an 11-step process is to get that product out into the marketplace. Like she talks about it. So go out there, try new things, explore new paths. You got this. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next one where we read the new amazing book for the month of May, which I'll share with you what it is. It's Money May. So we've decided to go with Big Money Energy, y'all. Big Money Energy with Ryan Serhant, one of my favorite people on earth. Okay. How to rule at work, dominate at life, and make millions. So I'll see you in the next one. We're going to be covering some really, really, really great stuff. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.